All right, a couple things I want to apologize first for all the cursor movement I noticed I did in the last one. It almost made me dizzy watching it. Hopefully, it was still worthwhile to you to kind of get a handle on how things work there. Second, I noticed in there that I said something about how this would be the largest industry-specific networking site available. I'm certain that's not true. There are some very large companies that have internal networking sites that are much larger. But for the fitness industry, even though certifying bodies, IDEA, TCA, they're groups out there that are larger groups, having the social media aspects and tools for the group to use. I don't know of any fitness industry places that are anywhere near the size. So what I've done here is I logged in under my account now. So we're going to go to Tommy's account. And what I want to do is I want to take you through a couple new things. You see, first off, actually I can hit refresh and you'll see. That's not refresh. Let's go back to my account. When you come to my account, we have this new piece over here, and this is what will pop up on your screen. Is you have friends and they send you a message. This is where you'll be notified, hey, I've got a message, I want to go look at the messages, or somebody made a comment on my photo. These kind of things come in here. So every time you click this, it'll be there, but after I have clicked on these, then this thing goes away and the whole right hand column comes up. So that's your kind of your notification space. These here is a summary, which is actually going to change a little bit because right now it's updates and posts are separated. We're going to make that one long line, and above here is where you will be able to put little status updates, and those are status updates for things of what I'm doing now. I'm thinking about starting a new boot camp. I don't know, I'm having Raisin Bran for breakfast. You can put whatever you want inside there. They have those on like Facebook and MySpace, and Twitter's a little tool that does these little small updates, and that's what will go in there. That pretty much everybody can see the immediate update, and then it'll go in the history down below. We're going to talk about networking, and under your bulletin board is where you would maybe put a little bit larger notes that would be specific to your, if you wanted all your friends to see this note, not a blog post but a note, that would be where you'd put a larger note in there that you don't want the general public to see. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up real quick on what you see that's different when you come into an account that's been in here a while, has multiple friends, that kind of stuff. First off, I just want to show you under profile here, if I want to update my account, this is where I can come in and do it. And you'll see there's some more fields here that are coming in. You'll be able to break down your certifications a little bit and keep track of your expiration date. We'll still want to have, everybody will still want to have copies of that sent into them. They need to have that for their records and liability. But that can go in there. There'll be a spot where you can put in your websites or business or your employer's name, that kind of stuff. And it'll go in that way. We can continue to do our certified educated by our personal professional experience. We can update our biography in this area, and then we have our references down below that you can update as you go. So to update your account, you can do that. Here's the profile image that I have, the really cool one. If I want to update that, this is a drop down box or drop up box at this point, and it shows all my photos, and I can select and change a photo without, I gotta come down to the update, and it'll update, and that should be an Amy and I photo. So if I want to see how somebody else views it, I can click that and I can view my profile from that direction. It brings me back into the profile view with these items here, which I can go back out of or go to my account and come out of. Let's see, so we talked about messaging. On the last one, we talked a little bit about photos, but let's see how this works. You'll come in and there'll be nothing in this area, and so you'll want to add a photo to begin with, and so you'll be coming to add a photo, and you can add up to 3 at a time. We try to keep them at 500 kilobytes of size. It does reduce when you load something up. It will take a lot longer those larger those files are. So if you have the ability to edit your file down to a slightly smaller size, it's a very good thing for our server, and makes it load a lot faster. So you would select, you'd put a caption in for your photo, you'd hit the browse button, look on your computer for the image, set it in there. You'd come down here and you'd select an album, which here I've created 3 albums so far, so I can select from any of those. You won't have any there to begin with, so you'll create your first album over here, and you give it a name and a description, and that'll be the album, and that'll tell the photo where to go. When you go under, so photos and view my photos, we're back over here, and now they're into albums. And so if we're going to look at the kids and whatnot, can see the little rock star doing his thing, and I can look at different photos. Your friends will be able to see your photos also and make comments on your photos. So it's a little more fun, a little more interactive. The resort photos here is going to be a great feature. You guys, I know I get a lot of those sent to me in email. Resort photos are cool. Where we do this though is you don't enter your resort photos here. This is where you can see all the resort photos. Where you'll actually enter the resort photos is by going to the product itself. You do a search under travel, and you would go to the product, and at the bottom of that product there's a spot to enter specific photos for that resort. So you just, wherever you travel to, you'd go back to that thing. That's also where you'd go write comments about that, how your trip was. There's product reviews that are right on the product itself, and you can view those from there, or you can enter those from there. So that's a little bit about how the photos work. Networking, real quick, now that we're in my account, you'll see that there's a lot more pros that can be had. There's pages of them if you go that route. You can control your top friends. Those will all build up over time. This is your full list of folks that are your friends, would be in this drop down here, and then you can click on them, add them, and they'll pop over here. We're having some fun making sure this sorting issue works correctly. It should be working by the time you guys get in, but I'm certain there's going to be little tweaks we're going to have to do. If I have friend requests here, or if I've declined people, that's what comes under your friends. Groups, it's a function of a different level of account, I guess, but you can create 0, 1, 5, depending upon what that is, number of groups. I set one in here as a Fit Pro Biz group just to practice with, and basically when somebody else is in there, they can search groups under these search features. Notice it did change the search box to groups right off the bat, and they can search and find a groups, and you may have a Gold's Gym group or tennis professionals group. Somebody may create one like that, and you may want to be part of that group. And then there's things that you can do inside the groups. Let's see, where the members can do different things. They can bulletin board within the group. They can talk about events just for that group. So there's some really cool tools. These are actually fairly powerful tools. I really like the way this was built, and I'm sure we will keep tweaking with it. And then you'll have your members along the way, so you may want to just make connections based on the members of a group. So groups are a really nice tool. Your bulletin board is simply a place to make posts. The ones who, when you add a post here, it's not a blog, so it's not generally a really long one, but it's more than a couple hundred characters generally, and it's something that only your friends will see. So when they come to your profile, your friend can see that you have a post. They will get a notice that you have a new bulletin board update, and they can see that, but the general public, other pros, don't see those posts. So it's slightly private. It just gives you another option on how to communicate. Blogs, you have the ability, at different points you can have 1, 2, or 3 blogs, which can be really beneficial. You may want to just talk about your family in one. You may want to talk about the life as a personal trainer in another, and then travels in a third. So if you have multiple, you can have topics for each one, and basically you can create a blog. Once you create a blog right here, so this is the blog, and then once you have them, you'd have your blog, and when you click on the blog, you can add a new blog entry. So that's where I'd put my entries now, inside that blog. And then forums are something that we can all communicate in, and they'll be topic driven. So we put in some basic topics to begin with, and if you haven't ever been in a forum before, actually it can be really great, not just tools, but learning environments where a topic is posted and asks for input, and then everybody's feeding in on that input, and you can learn a lot from there. You can share a lot of information that way. The primary network tools we have here, that's really nice to have them all in there. The powerful part is that we're industry specific, so you have a lot of related people looking at the same thing that have a knowledge in one area or the other about those. So that's a little bit on networking, your profiles, or your profile, and the photos. I think we're going to do it for today, and I'm going to work on showing you some of the new, more of the business tools and pieces that come that are really going to make this kind of, I don't know, makes it exciting for some of you, I'm certain. So that's it. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.